The financial system wants you to believe that they can charge you 2% management fee to navigate the complexities of investing. Reality is, investing is ruthless, simple, boring, it has to be safe, it has to be cheap. A few core principles that I am going to respect today while showing you the best ETF strategy with exact brokers, exact tickers, for each of the top European countries, so you can understand why you can be an investor on your own. Hello fellow wealth seekers and welcome back to the channel. We'll start right away with Germany. High income tax but efficient infrastructure. Here, you must go for Scalable or Trade Republic. Simple, easy brokers that do not charge extra fees, that automate your investment, and already offer basic accumulation plans for you to choose from. But my favorite ETF for Germany is VWCE. That's Vanguard All World Accumulating. Simply because you have a 1,000 capital gains exception each year, but even more importantly, a 30% tax defer on your capitals, on whatever you invest. So the important thing here is not to distribute and simply keep accumulating and compounding, setting your automatic contribution on a side and just go ahead with that. And guess what? The Vorabpauschale, the advanced tax on presumed gains, is already applied by the brokers. Let's go to France. A regular account will be hit by 30% flat tax, so we have to use a PEA, an advantaged equity account. For this, BoursoBank or Fortuneo. These have the most convenient local tax regulations. They act as a tax substitute, so basically they take it over for you, and they have zero maintenance fees. And for them, I recommend to invest in Amundi MSCI World UCITS. Why? Because a PA only allows EU stock tickers, and this one is specifically clever because it automatically swaps against MSCI World tickers across the world. It is a way to invest globally and diversified without picking extra stocks that would let you fall outside of the PEA advantaged regime. Next, the UK, one of the most lucrative systems because their stock and shares ISA is incredible. It shields up to £20,000 from any taxes. So you can fully make use of this while investing your constant automated amount in, say, Trading 212, which is the highest protection and lowest fees broker you can find. And in here, I also recommend VWCE because Vanguard All World simply invests across over 3,000 companies, and accumulating makes you not only reinvest immediately everything using the tax exemption, but also allows you to avoid manual reporting for dividend distribution and calculating taxes yearly on that. Italy, quite a complex tax regime, and not many people know about investing. They don't venture themselves into the topic. But once you do it, it can be simple. Pick Directa, a great broker that acts as sostituto d'imposta, that is basically a tax agent or substitute that declares the 26% capital gain tax every single time. And just in case, you can still go for an accumulating ETF. In here, it's pretty indifferent between Vanguard or MSCI World. Both of them are diversified and global, and they would easily be treated with extremely low fees by a broker such as Directa. The Netherlands, I already made an extensive video that I recommend you to watch because this speed round does not get into as much detail on how to use the system at your advantage, circumvent the box 3, and understand how much tax exemption you can still have each year, despite the high taxes on your presumed returns. Nevertheless, here I recommend a local broker, such as Meerman, because in here you do not have an advantaged system between US domiciled stocks and the Dutch domiciled stocks, so you have to go for a local one to claim back the withholding taxes that you would otherwise lose and that would act as a detriment to your compounding. So just go for a local broker and a local ticker as shown in here. Portugal, I don't normally speak about it, but when it comes to investing, extremely relevant because of the high amount of nomads and investors that decide to take residence here. So take XTB. This is a very established local player that acts as a full tax agent for you and does not run into any risk of forgetting something you got to declare even if you don't speak the language. For this, MSCI World does the job because an accumulating ETF will avoid the 28% flat tax on dividends. So you simply automate, set and forget. Lastly, Poland. Also here I made a longer video, which I recommend you to watch. Nevertheless, in essence, the Belka tax, the capital gain tax on 19%, has to be avoided as much as possible. How do we do that? We do that with local IKE or IKZE facilitated accounts. And you can open one of those at Bossa or mBank. Why those brokers specifically? Because they allow you to invest in international tickers. Otherwise, you would be bound to local Polish ones only, subject to any local fluctuation, the infrastructure, the local inflation, and obviously the currency, the zloty. So that's quite interesting to understand how much you can play around here. So there it is, simple, cheap and safe. We must follow this telemetry. If you are a global player, an expat that has potentially a double residence or that is considering a country for their retirement, that is using geographical arbitrage to their advantage, having different pots and different brokers, follow these basic steps so that you don't have to drown in tax reports, be paying fees that would not be necessary, and automate your decisions for constant wealth safe compounding. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if any deep dive. Show some love, retention and engagement are trumping the algorithm these days. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next session. European Wealth Club out.